that police work would be much more effective if we had deeper relationships with our kids. So when we got our contract to provide public safety in schools, Mike and Mark both left their other tasks and went to work in our schools. Now they're safety officers in the schools, and in the summer they're bike cops. Let's start with the schools. When we first put you guys back in the schools, what were the reactions of the young people? What did they think when they suddenly had this cop in the hall?
I think the kids responded really well to it. I live in Southwest High School, and it's, the kids in Southwest were just, they were used to a guy that had been there for 10 years. So I sort of had to break that mold and introduce them to myself, and building those relationships over that first year was really was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back.
And like you're on the north side of Lucy Lane.
I'm at Lucy Lane at 33rd and Penn, and for me it was the unknown. The kids really. There was now a white Minneapolis police officer coming in to work in their school, and they never had a school officer before. And there was the unknown, and they didn't know what to expect. And right away I started to just kind of dig in and try to build a good rapport with the kids. Our job is so much more than just trying to write a ticket or bringing a kid down to juvenile detention because he screwed up. In schools, we really try to build a rapport and get to know the kids on a personal level so that they can see that there is really another side of the officer.
You know, I remember about 6 months ago you told me a story about a boy who needed a little more direction in his life. You got to know him a little bit, and then we wound up seeing him yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. It was Deshaun Coleman. He lives on the north side, and we're actually going to do a great event at his house tomorrow. But Deshaun, throughout the school year, really had a lot of problems. Was suspended a lot, but yet deep down, he really was a decent kid. He always gave me a lot of respect in school, but he still screwed up a lot. But we really connected well with him this summer and his whole family.
Good. Now, you saw him yesterday when we were both out being bike cops. Mark, tell us a little bit about how the bike cop program's been working.
Yeah, as school cops, we were allowed to sort of come up with our own idea of how to impact youth and work with youth in the summer. And Mike and I got together with how can we best keep this relationship building going with young people in the city. And we came up with this idea to be bike cops in North Minneapolis, which is, we're hyper present. Everybody sees us, and that's a huge part of police work, is just being seen and available. So we come across crime occasionally, but mostly we're just looking for kids with nothing to do. And we have this private source of grant from the Surreal Foundation that is allowing us to give out free bike helmets to kids. And it's kind of a nice icebreaker when you go up to a yard full of kids and you say, hey, you guys, and some of them have bikes and we don't. We say, hey, I want a helmet. You guys want a helmet? And they're nice kids' helmets. And we've been doing that all summer. We've probably given out about 300 helmets.
Yeah, I go see the blog. It's great. I just loved it when we were doing that yesterday because, driving through the streets and kids calling out to you, that's a very different experience than I think you're used to having when you're patrolling on the street.
It is, and another good part about our program is now we're moving into phase 2 of our program, and that's where we're going to give away 31 free Trek bikes that we got from Penn Cycle. So now we're catching the kids wearing the helmets. They're continuing to be safe, and they're going to get a chance to win one of the 31 free bikes that we're going to be giving out.
Now, this isn't just about bikes. This is about building relationships. What will it be like now when you go back into schools? You may see some of these kids again, right?
Definitely. I think we'll see a lot of the kids that Mike's with. We're concentrating a lot of our efforts on kids under 12, although we see kids at every age. And Mike's in a kids' grade school and on the north side, and that's where I think Mike will see a lot of them. There's a lot of kids that we've run into that are from Lucy Lane, and I think now when I go back, September 1st, when I go back into the school, I'm really going to have a head start more than I did last year. Last year I just kind of got my feet wet. But now I know a lot of these kids, and I've connected with a lot of them over the summer, not just them, but their families too. So now they're going to come back to Lucy Lane, and we're just going to kind of hit the ground running right away.
Good. One final question, Mark. You were a patrol officer in North Minneapolis for how many years?
12 years.
12 years, okay. Now you're on a bike in the middle of the summer. Crime is down. What's the difference? How does it feel different in North Minneapolis?
It is. I mean, I always compare it to 3 years ago in 2006 when we had some major troubles and we needed help. That's when the state patrol came in, and we did everything we could to try to get in front of it. And now we're actually sort of behind it, and we have the resources and abilities to deal with every crime. We're not only dealing with violent crime. Somebody burglarizes a home, and the information is quickly passed to every street cop about a burglary, which 3 years ago it wouldn't have been that way. And I think what we're doing up there with reaching out to kids is really sticking that our juvenile unit, which is where we're assigned, that mantra that prevention works. Prevention is gives us now we have time to do prevention.
Well, thanks for both Mark and Mike for doing great work out there. Check out their blog, everybody. It's a good read and a lot of fun to see what they're doing. But you're doing great work, so thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, we're at the home of Surreal, and he just won a free fire